Hello everyone. If you find some childhood photos of different celebrities, you might notice that most of the stars looked completely different in the past. Not only because of their strange hairstyles, which look ridiculously horrible today, but also because of their overall look. Looking at these boys and girls, it's hard to believe that they became the beauty icons of our generation. However, not only Hollywood stars and famous musicians undergo amazing transformations, the most ordinary people change too, like this boy with strange teeth. In today's video, we're going to tell you the awesome story of his life. Let's get it on. This is Evan Hill, an ordinary boy from New Zealand. In this picture, he is 12 years old, but he's not trying on a Halloween costume. These are his real teeth. Evan doesn't suffer from some rare hereditary disease and wasn't cursed by some wicked witch. It's just that his jaw grew the wrong way. It's actually not that rare, but the boy's orthodontist said that she hadn't seen anything like this in her 25 years of practice. Fact: the upper jaw of a person should have a slope of only 2 degrees. In Evan's case, it's 12 degrees. Quite a big difference when it comes to teeth. In addition, there was a 1-inch gap between the upper and lower jaws of the boy. All this gave Evan a very specific look, but it also made his life difficult. He has problems with talking, closing his mouth, and even eating. Of course, Evan's peers weren't of any help for the poor boy. Unfortunately, children are mean creatures and never miss the opportunity to come up with some offensive nickname for anyone who is at least a little bit different. Kids, of course, grow up, and most of them realize they shouldn't behave this way. But Evan still suffered a lot. His classmates used to bully him and he couldn't do anything about it. You might ask, why didn't Evan's parents do anything? They probably took him to the dentist, but couldn't they find a way to somehow change the big teeth of the unhappy boy? After all, we're not living in the 18th century, and medicine is very well developed nowadays. In today's world, people make prosthetic jaws for kittens, so there must be a way to help a little boy with a weird mouth. Well, you're absolutely right. There was a way to fix Evan's strange jaw, but it turned out to be so complicated, costing more than $12,000 to do it. Evan's family simply couldn't afford it. Usually in New Zealand, teeth procedures are free for underage patients, but Evan's case was so complex that free wasn't an option anymore. So, what can you do in this situation? Of course, Evan's parents couldn't just watch their little son suffer. They were ready to remortgage their house to pay for the operation, and that's a very serious decision. But when the family finally was about to bind themselves with such a dangerous loan, Evan appeared in the New Zealand news show Campbell Live, where he shared his sad story with the audience. And then a miracle happened. For real, see it for yourself. Bam! People all over the country were so touched that in a short time they donated more than $100,000. Now the family had money even for 7 operations and a bag of chips. Evan's mum, Barbara, was simply stunned by the generosity of many strangers who decided to help her boy. Finally, he was able to begin the treatment that he needed so much. The family spent part of the money on a new car for their rides to the dentist and back, and the rest of the donations were redonated to help other children whose families weren't able to afford a dentist. And what about Evan? Oh, Evan's fine. Now he's an 18-year-old grown man, no different from his peers. He had to wear braces for 5 years, and if you ever had something similar, then you can probably imagine how much he suffered. But not so long ago, Evan finally removed the nasty pieces of iron from his teeth. Now, thanks to some strangers, he has a beautiful smile, and we have a cool story about human kindness. But what if medicine cannot help a child who was born different? Modern doctors are really cool people, but there are problems to which they have no solution. Let's check the story of Rebecca Heckart, a little girl who was bullied by other children in her hard childhood. It was actually horrible. Her peers came up with insulting nicknames, bullied the girl, and mocked her. The reason was that Rebecca was born with a rare disease called leukoderma. This condition affects the pigment in some areas of the skin, making it disappear. You've probably heard about this disease, also known as vitiligo. Sound familiar? This disease isn't contagious at all and just gives the person a very unusual appearance, something that not everyone is ready to accept. Rebecca had no luck. A huge white spot appeared right in the middle of her head, and it looked like a huge scar. In addition, the disease affected the girl's hair, making some of it white like Rogue from X-Men, as well as the skin on her stomach and legs. If you go through Rebecca's childhood pictures, it's hard to imagine changing in the years to come. Maybe she decided to undergo a complex plastic surgery, the first of its kind, or she devoted herself to science in order to find a cure for leukoderma. Or anyway, why wonder when you can see everything with your own eyes? So, are you ready? Yes, this is Rebecca Heckard. Not only did she stop worrying about her appearance, but she even started working as a model, and frankly speaking, she looks simply gorgeous. I mean, wow, just look at her. Fortunately, along with the rare disease, nature gave this girl an amazingly strong character, which helped Rebecca to accept her illness, using it as a real superpower. Having overcome her children's complexes and turned into a real successful beauty, today the girl is writing a book. Rebecca is going to talk about her life with leukoderma and share her experience with people who suffer from similar diseases. The girl wants to support others and show with her example that life still goes on, even if you do have a disease. On the contrary, leukoderma can even be a good thing. You only have to believe in yourself and never give up, no matter what others say. People can say all kinds of things, and they can be very rude, but this doesn't mean that you should listen to them. After all, everyone decides what kind of life to live and what to think of themselves, and Rebecca Heckard is an excellent confirmation of this. And this girl, Megan Gilbert, was lucky to be born without any serious illnesses, but this didn't save her from being bullied at school. The fact is that the girl had serious weight problems for a long time. Look at the pictures to understand what we're talking about. Of course, some people love themselves anyway, and that's very cool, but Megan took each insulting word to heart, so she was stress eating all the time. As a result, her weight increased, she got more and more offensive nicknames, and the poor girl didn't know what to do about it. After a while, Megan realized that in addition to being overweight, she suffered from depression and anxiety disorder. One day, the girl was horrified by what she saw in her pics. Instead of a happy young lady, there was a tired, middle-aged woman. That day, everything turned over inside her. Something clicked in her mind, the bell rang. Anyway, she decided to radically change her lifestyle. First of all, the girl went to a doctor who diagnosed her with psychogenic overeating. That is, Megan ate so much, not because she was too fond of buns, hamburgers, chips, and other bad food, but as a reaction to stress. Despite the fact that the girl weighed almost 200 pounds, she didn't want to stress her body with some crazy diet of broccoli and yogurt. And all the more, she wouldn't lie under the surgeon's knife. Instead, Megan pulled herself together, made an effort to abandon junk food, and then joined a gym. We're going to be honest with you, it took her a long time to lose the weight. As it often happens, every pound was really hard on her, but every time Megan felt like a real winner and became a little bit more confident. Now, training and healthy nutrition are integral parts of Megan's life, and she weighs 115 pounds. The girl wants to become an example and a motivation for people who have obesity problems just like she did. By the way, Megan is not tired of reminding people that she started by training in the park and changing her diet, and she joined the gym later in her life. So no excuses like, I don't have money for a gym, well work here, because the main thing is your willpower and a lot of discipline. According to Megan, her body has completely changed, and today she feels not just good but like a whole new person. Moreover, she became a fitness blogger and has an Instagram account where she shares her experience with beginners. Each photo of Megan is accompanied by some motivational words, and judging by the fact that today she has more than 70,000 followers, she has really helped a lot of people, not only to lose weight, but also to find self-confidence. And what kind of motivating stories do you love, dear friends? Tell us in the comments and give us a like if you enjoyed the video. Guys, it's time to recharge your brain. Visit the channel Brain Time. There you'll find a lot of interesting and useful facts, lots of positive energy and tons of useful information. Subscribe right now. We promise it's going to be really exciting. Thanks for watching. Please like and share the video in social networks and we'll be right back to you as fast as we can.